Man United nil, West Ham 2. Guys, it's the same story every week. I don't even want to repeat myself again. You know what? Amarim, not good enough. Why? Because he picks the wrong players. He keeps making the wrong decisions in the crucial times. It's literally the same story week in, week out. Am I angry? No, I'm not. Are you angry? I'm pretty sure you're not. Why? Because we've seen this before. We know what the problems are. There are structural problems. In the defense, we're okay. When we progress into midfield, we're so-so. But then after the midfield, we just look lost. If it's not for Ahmad, if not for Kobe, we don't know where to look. We don't know where to pass the ball. We don't know what to do when we go into an attacking position. We have Rasmus Højlund, who's a striker. And that is going to be my main point, my main talking point for this game. Rasmus Højlund, let's understand what kind of a bad striker Rasmus Højlund is. Because I know I've not mentioned this in quite a while, but this, in all my years, in all my 10 years of watching Man United, this is the worst striker I've ever seen play for us. Yes, I'm talking about Falcao. Yes, I'm talking about Van Persie, Lukaku. I'm talking about, you name it really, Martial, Memphis Depay. I've seen all these players play. I've seen Odion Igalo play. I've seen Marcus Rashford play up front. Never has there been a point in all these years, and none of these have been glorified years. Zlatan as well. I've seen all these strikers play for my club. Lead the line, score some goals. Ultimately, most of them weren't good enough. You'd say only maybe Ibra and maybe Lukaku, Van Persie in their time. Those are the only ones who made a significant impact to the point where, they could say, I stake a claim in the spot for my team. But Rasmus Højlund, how many chances has this guy gotten? Let's take it back all the way to when he was signed. So he signed from Atalanta, £72 million. Pressure for a young striker, I get that. But what we all liked the appeal of was the profile of striker that he was. He was more of a link striker. He was more of, I'm going to run into space. I'm going to literally charge at players, create spaces, run into spaces, and shoot, smack the ball into the goal. So we expect that kind of striker coming in. Now, the first game that he plays, that he comes on, is at the Emirates. He comes on at the Emirates in around the 60th or 70th minute. He actually puts on a good performance, holds up the ball well, he links play pretty well. In fact, I think it was Rasmus who set up Garnacho, and Garnacho scored the offside goal in the 89th minute, but then was chalked off obviously. But that was proper link play. Now I saw that same thing happen in the Champions League games where Højlund scored about 5 goals, and now you're thinking maybe his Premier League drought is just him adjusting to the Premier League, because he's showing it in the Champions League obviously, and he's scoring against Bayern Munich, he's scoring against Copenhagen, Galatasaray, and then you're thinking, wow, this is the striker. 16 Premier League games in, he hasn't scored a goal. Did it surprise us? No, because we were thinking, Rasmus is going to score and then he's going to go on a purple patch. He does go on this purple patch. Then 7 games in a row after his first goal, he scores every single game. And now you're thinking, this is the striker that we have been hoping for. Haaland, watch out. Jesus, watch out. All the strikers in the world, watch out. Rasmus is here. What happens then? We get Rasmus in, and then he starts going on some horrible form. When we see horrible form, this guy can't score a goal. He can't make an assist. Nothing. All the way till end of the season again. Newcastle, Brighton, he gets a goal or 2. And then suddenly, Rasmus is back. This season, guys, under 2 managers, under 2 different systems, you could say 3-4 systems, he has been given a chance. Rasmus Højlund has been given a chance to link play, to lead the line as our Victor Osimhen, to play as a Joshua Zirkzee. He's gotten enough chances to do all kind of things. But he's just proven that he cannot hold up the ball. Forget proper, striker hold up play like Lukaku or Martial would do. I'm talking about give me the hold up that Gabriel Jesus would give you. It's not intense because he's not a big lad, but he'll give you just enough. He can't do the link up that most false strikers these days, the Kai Havertz kind of player does. He doesn't give you that either. Now, is he a fox in the box? No, he's not. Because today we saw 2 chances, right? One, Ahmad set him through. I was screaming at the TV. You know what, Ahmad? I know you're good. I know you're gonna pass to him, which is gonna be the right thing for most players. But do not pass to Hoyland. He passed to Hoyland. Perfect pass through. Hoyland misses a one-on-one. You would say a normal striker would slot it bottom corner. Doesn't happen. Then the second chance, Bruno Fernandes with a free kick, delivery perfect. Maguire heads it. Hoyland has a now one-on-one against Areola. What does Hoyland decide to do? Instead of smacking it top corner, this guy tries to slot it in bottom corner, where the keeper's already reaching. Areola's already diving bottom corner. This shows you his mental IQ is zero. It's non-existent. Yet we think there's something to get out of Rasmus Hoyland. Or rather, let me rephrase that. Amorim thinks that there is still something left to take from Rasmus Hoyland. Because if anybody right now is going to tell me that, you know what, Joshua Zirkzee is injured. What about the time when Joshua Zirkzee was not injured? What about the time when he could have played Zirkzee, he could have played Rashford up front? Were they not options? And did he not see Hoyland? Don't tell me the fact that he takes time to understand that players are good or bad. Because that's the whole point of you being a world-class manager. Because otherwise, we can just take any manager from any club. We can take Victor Pereira from Wolves because he's doing a pretty good job. And that's what you call an average manager. They just do an average job. But Amorim is doing a below-average job. You can call it whatever you want. But you know what? You should get more out of the players that you have. And if your players aren't good enough, you know what? Throw in a youngster because you want profiles, right? Because you're a system manager, you're a modern manager. You want profiles that fit your system. Put players that fit your system. If you don't put players that fit your system, then you tell me who is really to blame. Is it you? Is it me? Is it somebody else? It's obviously got to be the manager. And if the manager doesn't fix up, we got to blame the manager. Everything goes on the manager. Having said that, the players aren't the best. We know that. But the players have a lot more to give. You look at the individual quality we have. We have Ahmad, we have Kobe, we have Euro. These three players, if nobody else, are world-class talents. And these world-class talents can sometimes be enough to get you top 7. Even pushing is sometimes top 4. Because you look at Chelsea even, like they got Palmer. Palmer is their main guy. If you want to say a world-class talent, that's probably it. Over here, we have 3. And if you want to really push it forward, we have Joshua Zirkzee and we have those kind of players, Casemiro. This should be enough to get you much better results. But we are still under the problem that, you know what, we have players who don't suit Amorim's system. Even though Ugarte is literally an Amorim player, even though Dorgu has been brought in and Dorgu has been underperforming heavily. Those two, you could argue, in the last few weeks, have been one of our worst players. Among our worst players, at least. And Dorgu, when he's moved to the right wing, is much better when he's linking with Ahmad. But on the left wing spot, where he's supposed to run down the line and cross, he's not good enough. Where he's supposed to run down, bomb down, and on his stronger foot, shoot, he doesn't do that. These are the problems we need to solve. You know what? That's all for another day. But the most frustrating thing is we keep on messing up. Old Trafford, again, West Ham, who were below us before this. Now, I think West Ham have taken over us. This has to stop. At some point, this has to stop. Because I was watching Barcelona just now, and I'll get to that in a bit. Barcelona 4-2 at halftime. Both Barcelona and Real Madrid, they are going for it. You know what? It's actually entertaining football, end-to-end football. That's what you want from teams. This is what we are lacking. When it comes to attacking, our impetus is 0. And this is what Amorim needs to improve. You don't need world-class players to get world-class results. That's a myth. You need good players, and we have good enough players to show much more than what you're doing. We're not asking for a league. We're asking for top 6 at least. And you could have got us top 6 with this team. You can't make that excuse because we're delivering in Europe. It's not like a team can switch on one place and switch off one place. Though it's happened with both us and Spurs, it just doesn't happen normally. So it's really up to Amorim to decide what kind of manager are you and who are you going to really pick, who are you going to stand with. Anyway, that was Man United 0, West Ham 2. Lost again, but you know what, guys? Let's leave it on a positive. We still have a Europa League final to look forward to. You know, we're not going to play like this in Europe. We understand it's Tottenham, but we're not going to play this bad. It's all going to be a build-up to that. Chelsea incoming next, and that's going to be the big test. And so, yeah, that's all it is. See you all in the next one.